Shalom. First off, I'd like to give an all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Yahweh, who the world already calls God, in the name of Yahushai, who the world already calls Jesus Christ. Those are their names in the Lashon Kodash, also known as the ancient Hebrew, or the holy tongue. All right. Second, I'd like to give a double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well, who continue to teach us this truth. And a salutation to you, Akim, out there doing the work of Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, sincerely. All right. Now, the name of this lesson is going to be a to the point lesson, but the spirit just hit me while I was driving to kind of throw this thing together. And the inspiration for this lesson, I usually like to say what the inspiration for my lesson is that I had a discussion with a guy at work, who pretty much started. It was just me and him in the room, and he pretty much started kind of slandering the Bible in a way. And then what piqued my interest, I usually don't engage with people from work or anyone usually in those conversations, but he said a few things that were completely off, and I just needed to correct him on it. And the conversation started because he's talking about that that the Bible is actually bitten off from the Egyptians, from the Africans, or something like that, right? From the Egyptians, that it all goes back to Kemet. But what most people who have that perspective fail to understand, now the brother Amnawala, the elder Amnawala, he has a series on this, which I'm gonna study on. But even without the in-depth knowledge in terms of what the Book of the Dead says and the Lord's mockery of Egypt through the plagues, which is spoken about in those lessons that he makes, you can just look at it and understand that the Hebrews, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you were around. They were around, man. They were around. So at the time, it's very easy. I was trying to explain to him essentially that the Old Testament is a book that has been orally passed down back then. Before it was written, it was an oral tradition. So when the Egyptians came into power, they took those things, they took those stories, and they made them into their own, not the other way around, because history is usually written by the victors. And at the time, when you look at Moses, when you look at the time of Moses, what was the entire point of Moses? Moses set free the Israelites from being in captivity in Egypt. All right, so all these ancient Egyptian beliefs, they were essentially a plagiarization of the scriptures, of those oral traditions. So, and then we kind of went into like this whole thing. He was trying to he wasn't saying that he don't believe the Bible, but he was saying that he don't believe everything in the Bible. And I told him that ultimately it comes down to faith, and then there's certain things in the Bible that come down to faith. Like he was nitpicking on Noah. He's like, oh, how is he going to get two of everything on the boat? Well, if you believe in the Lord, if you believe in a higher power, then it's not a small thing for the Lord to give a man the spiritual ability to do that, the spiritual power to do that. But, that went over his head. So this is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8, verse 8 through 9. And it says, for by grace ye are saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is a gift of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, not of works, lest any man shall boast. And this is what I forget sometimes, that when I'm having these discussions with people, I'm still fairly young in the truth. And it's that a lot of people don't understand the concept of faith properly. They think that faith is something you can gain. They think that faith is something that you're just gonna believe because you're studying. That's why it says not of works. All right, because a part of works is what? Is studying. But faith, you can study all you want, but if you don't believe, the Lord don't put that spirit on you of belief, you're not gonna believe, man. It's a gift. So me telling him that, he told me that we look crazy. He was like, he doesn't know, I'm Israelite, all that stuff. But, he knows that I believe in the Bible. That's where I leave it. I believe in the Bible because, you got to move smart. But he's talking about, you guys, like you people who believe that, y'all look crazy. So, I told him this one. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 10, and it reads, "We are fools for Yahweh's sake, or Yahushua Hamashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Hamashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong, ye are honorable, but we are despised." All right, so we are fools, man. We are fools. We do look crazy. But guess what? We're doing it for the sake of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. Everyone looks crazy. Noah looked crazy back then until it started to rain. All right? The disciples and the apostles looked crazy until the siege of Jerusalem in 70 AD, man. You know? These are things that happen, man. So we are fools for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. And I'll gladly be a fool for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai than be considered a man of importance in the world, man. Because ultimately we understand that this world is going to get destroyed. America is going to be destroyed, man. This kingdom as we know it is going to be destroyed. Do not the scriptures say that the knowledge of this world is foolishness? Roughly paraphrasing? Or vanity? So if I have to choose between looking like a fool in front of men and looking honorable in front of the Lord, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look honorable in front of the Lord, man. It's really that simple. But these people out here, man, these people that you encounter in your day-to-day, they really don't understand, man. They really do not understand. They don't understand that the scriptures and religion are two different things. They don't understand that the scriptures is a book written for a certain people, man. And that's you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the people that descend from them, man. You know? And that's the main issue, man. That these people think that the scriptures and that the scriptures and religion are the same thing when they are not. All right? They're not the same thing. Most of these churches, what they're teaching is not even scriptural, man. The only thing that the churches will really follow that's in the scriptures is tithes. Everything else is pretty much watered down or just completely ignored, man. Why? Because it doesn't make money, and I was explaining this to him. There is no money to be made off the truth. The 100% hardcore truth that you can learn only at Great Millstone, man. It doesn't profit everyone, all right? It only profits those people who are given the spirit to take heed and to give it an ear and to believe, man. You can't really make money. You can't really open up a church. You know, open up a church, and this is part of the discussion we were having. He's like, oh, so why can't you, if you wanted to open up a church, why can't you? Because there'll be no one, you'd be paying for lights. The amount of people that would show up compared to a church would be minuscule, man. It would be minuscule. You know? Because he's one of these guys that knows a little bit of everything, man. Which is a very bad thing to do. You know? He's dabbled in many philosophies, man. And you know what he told me? He said, "Oh, you know, I take what I take what applies to me and what I believe from the Bible. I take a little bit from the Quran. I take a little bit from the Kemet people and the Egyptology people. And I believe in a higher power. That's it." Well, guess what, man? And then this is the crazy part. This is the icing on the cake. He says, "That's my truth." You know, your truth is the Bible, but my truth is a mixture of all things, man. And guess what? That's off. That's off. Because how can there be more than one truth? By definition, there can only be one truth. Everything else is going to be a lie, man. When you take a test and it's a multiple choice test, you got 4 choices. There's only one right answer. It's not, oh, well, in my reality, I think the answer is C when the answer is really A. You can't say that. In a multiple choice exam, the test has one right answer. Every question has one right answer. And you cannot try to alternate reality to fit whatever it is you think is correct. That is not how the Lord works. That is not how the world works. That is not how any of this stuff works. All right? So this is 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 20, and it says, knowing the first, that no prophecy of Scripture is of any private interpretation, man. And that what he's talking about is private interpretation. He's saying that me and him can have a separate interpretation and we can still be right. No, we cannot. By definition, then that's confusion. If there's more than one truth, it makes no sense. Now, are there things that have more than one right answer? Absolutely. In math, a lot of things happen like that. But when you're talking about the absolute truth, when you're talking about the absolute power, all right, as they say, there's many roads to one place. When you're talking about the absolute power, when you're talking about Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, the Ancient of Days and his only begotten Son, there's only one path, man. There's only one way. And that's the straight and narrow. And it's that simple. It's just a straight and narrow, man. So there is no private interpretation. There is no, oh, my truth. There is no, oh, from my perspective. There is none of that. There's no room for that. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 12 and 13. And it reads, and further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books, there is no end. All right, and that's exactly what he's guilty of. All right, oh, I read this, and I read that, and I read that, and I read this, and I read this, and I read that. No. When it comes to the truth, there's only one. There's a reason why the scriptures say that the Bible has no mate, man. Because it's complete. It's a history book. It's a book to uplift you and give you faith. It's a prophetic book. It's a book that tells you how to live and how to deal with your fellow brother, man. It's complete. You don't need to intertwine no other thing into it, man. You do not need to intertwine anything into it. He says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. And that's the whole duty of man, man. The whole duty of man is to keep those commandments. That is it. The whole duty of man is to keep the commandments. There's literally nothing else. Keep the commandments, man. That is the whole duty of man. Not try to make your own truth and live a moral life by the world standards, which is what he was talking about. He's talking about, oh, that he looks at the Bible as a book, as a guide to live a moral life and all that. Yeah, that's true to a certain degree. But moral by what standards, man? Moral by the world standards? Because the world right now is telling you, man, that it's okay to be, multiple genders, man. The world is telling you right now that it's okay for a woman to be above a man. So what morality are you talking about? Just like how there's only one truth, there's only one morality, and that's the morality of the scriptures, man. It's that simple. And the only way you're going to get that is by what? By following those laws, statutes, and commandments, man. And submitting yourself unto the Lord. All right? So, hey, man, this was like a little rant of interesting discussion. That was like a 3 hour discussion I had with this idiot. But he's an all right guy. He just lost. You know, the scriptures speak about that angel blinding. All right, that angel that blinds the people, man, and he's one of those people who's just blind, man. And like I was able to break bread with him because he wasn't necessarily trying to attack or defend. He was at some points I was actually able to teach him something. So hey, man, Lord willing, the Lord wake him up, man. But if you don't, man, fuck that man, son. Fuck him, because we're out here trying to do the work of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, man. This isn't about us. This isn't about other men. This isn't about any of that, man. This is about Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, man. And how can we be better men, better servants unto him? That's it. And how can we make sure that we secure our tickets to those chariots? All right? So, hey, man, I hope this lesson was edifying. I'd like to give an all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone who continue to teach us this truth. And, hope this lesson was edifying once again. And until next time, shalom.